Today I'm going to be showing you how to turn Minecraft into the ultimate horror experience. I got 10 mods lined up that will just revamp your game, and if you want to turn Minecraft into the ultimate horror experience for whatever reason, you can. So let's go ahead and hop right into that and just list the mods that I have that will just like spice up your game. So the first mod on the list is Nifs Spiders. Nifs, it's spelled N-Y-F-S. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's that spiders, Nif Spiders. And what it does is it adds life to the Minecraft spiders that already exist. One of the freakiest things is if I just go over here, there, you saw that, but what? One of the freakiest things that it does is they climb on, they actually just climb. They don't just like jump or anything like that. Like it gives them like climbing physics. And that is on its own just enough to make Minecraft absolutely terrifying. Like look at that. They can just climb on the walls and the ceilings and stuff like that. It's absolutely horrifying. But like if I just jump down here, they will literally just start climbing down the walls. It's freaky. This is the first mod we have on the list, and I think it's one of the best ones on the list as well. So our next mod on the list that will revamp Minecraft into the ultimate horror experience is Sound Physics Remastered, which adds a bunch of different sound effects, mostly reverberation, echoes, and stuff in caves. So that's where I'm here right now. It's going to be very faint, but whenever I open the chest, you can hear it echo and stuff like that. Overall, it's just a really good mod, and it really adds to the atmosphere of the whole horror vibe, so I recommend it, especially if you're going for the horror theme. So the next mod we have on the list is Zombie Awareness, which, to my understanding, completely overhauls the AI of zombies. They're attracted to light, they're attracted to sound, they're attracted to most of the things that the player does, and they will start swarming you in hordes if there's like a group of them nearby. So what it does, and you're about to see, is you can see them all come after me. The animations are from Better Animations resource pack, but they all start coming after me because they hear sounds or they hear lighting, or they hear lighting. Yeah, you can hear lighting, but they either see the lighting or hear sounds and stuff like that that the player's doing. Ow. But yeah, so this one's really cool, especially if you want like the whole zombie apocalypse vibe. These really add to the experience, and it's just chaos now. But yeah, they just don't stop coming, and they're attracted to everything that the player does, so it's like a must-have for the whole horror vibe. I really recommend them. So the next mod we have on the list, which is completely optional, is Physics Mod Pro. It is paid on Patreon. It is completely optional because there is a free version. The pro version just gives you more stuff. But what this mod does is when you mine a block, it explodes into chunks and stuff like that. You've had to have seen this from somewhere before, but it just adds physics to Minecraft. So yeah, what it does is basically whenever you're mining and stuff like that, it adds block chunks everywhere whenever you're mining stuff, and then they disappear. You can knock them around and stuff like that. And when you're killing mobs, it also adds physics to them. So like this guy just broke into a bunch of pieces, and there's a bunch of configurable stuff into how this one works. I also showcased this more in depth on my last video, so if you want to check that out, I do have a more in-depth like physics mod showcase that you can see. And then for our next mod on the list, it's going to be Eyes in the Darkness, which adds these right here to my right, if you can see them next to my iron sword, these pairs of floating eyes. And when you look at them, they not only do they laugh when they're around you, but they scream when they explode. And it's really good for like, you're just gonna be in a cave doing your own, minding your own business, and then all of a sudden you're gonna run into one of those, and it's really good for a jump scare. You can see them right there, and when you run into them, they also explode. But that's just, it's a very simple thing, but it adds a lot to the horror experience as well. Because you never know when you're going to come across one, and it's a good jump scare whenever you forget about them as well. Now, the next mod that we have is going to be Enhanced Visuals. What it does is, when you're walking around on gravel, sand, stuff like that, it adds particles to your screen. It also adds blood whenever you take damage. So say if I were to go over here and just run into a cactus, it also, if you can hear that, it's pretty famous from RL Craft. but you can hear your heartbeat as you get lower health. Take a bit more damage real quick. And it gets faster and faster, adds blood particles to your screen, and it just adds blood physics to the ground, which, if I'm not mistaken, the zombie awareness mod is attracted to the blood that is on the ground as well. But as you heal up, the heartbeat will slowly ease, the blood physics will go away, or the blood effects. And as you can see, the blood physics or the blood particles on the screen slowly disappear pixel by pixel, which is really cool when you're healing. So this is a must-have for any horror thing, because the heartbeat, the thump-thump, like whenever you're low in like a combat situation, really adds to the feeling that you're in a horror game. So I have to recommend this one if you're putting together your own mod pack. And then the next mod on our list, not the last one, but almost, is going to be True Darkness, which adds a like absolute darkness to Minecraft whenever it gets dark. So as you can see, the moon's coming up, and slowly but surely the game goes to almost a pitch dark state. You can affect this depending on what shader pack you're using, adjust the brightness of the moon and make it even darker, but this is definitely darker than regular Minecraft. And if I go in here and grab a torch, the Apollo shaders, which is the next thing we're going to go on to, is a really good shader pack for horror. Because not only it has the flashlight, and it also just has a bunch of atmospheric stuff like the moon fog and stuff like that that really add to the horror experience. You could also, you don't have to use the Apollo shaders. Another one that you can use is, for example, complementary shaders, which also adds a really nice fog effect to the surroundings and stuff. You can also get this one quite dark, but I can't remember how. But this one's also a really good one that you can use. It's also free, so that's another plus. Apollo just has some really good features, including the flashlight, that make it better than most. In terms of the horror vibe, it's not my go-to for any regular survival worlds or anything, though. Nothing does quite match the feeling of the flashlight and the dark desert, though, for the horror experience. I hate the spiders. I hate them. So the last mod on this list, before we start going into resource packs, is going to be Ambient Sounds 5, which adds a bunch of different ambient sounds to the game. Birds, crickets, stuff like that, underwater sounds when you're just swimming. I'm just going to stand here for a second and let you listen. And those are just a few of the sounds that play whenever you have the Ambient Sounds 5 mod installed. There's a lot more, depending on the biome you're in. Jungle, dark oak forest, stuff like that. They all have their own unique sounds and stuff like that. So it's definitely one I have to recommend if you're going through the whole like horror mod pack thing. The next thing we're going to go over is a resource pack, which is going to be fresh animations. It adds better animations to all the mobs. You can see the little sheep's got a little walk whenever he walks and stuff. He's got a little gallop or little sprint whenever he's running and stuff like that. But it really shines on zombies and stuff like that. So as you can see, every mob here has a unique animation. Also, the grunting is part of the zombie awareness mod, so that's really cool. But as you can see, they all have their little own animations, which adds life to the game. So I definitely recommend this if you're doing any type of like horror thing. And then last but not least, last thing I recommend is another resource pack, which is Creeper Overhaul, which just adds different variants of creepers depending on what biome you're in. So say if we go to the savannah, they just change what the creepers look like. You don't have no clue what the heck they are. And these ones look like acacia trees and stuff like that, acacia logs. And if we go to the desert, these ones have little stones and snails on their head. I guess it's because of it's a beach. Yeah, there's a huge variety of creepers that this one adds, so I have to recommend it because they blend in no matter where you are. You got these ones in the cave that blend in with the cave walls. Those are the mods I recommend, and I'm going to show you a bit of gameplay now just so you get the true feeling of what it feels like whenever you're playing in this situation.